Once you have a profile here on ProSignalHub, you can come and sign in using your Google credentials. You'll go ahead and log in to the site. Now, once you're in, the REACHology report is our first page. Once you sign in, the REACHology report is the very first page. Now, it's new, so there's not much going on here, but as you write an article or a post here in the ProSignalHub, it will auto-populate and fill up this REACHology report. Should you go to export it to share it with your audience, what's going to happen is regardless of what is here, the moment you go to export it, your article, or if you didn't write an article, your profile will fill up the featured position. So when you go to share it with your audience, like a newsletter style thing, you are going to look like the star of the REACHology report. It's going to auto switch whatever's here to you. So you simply click to export, and it's going to give you the opportunity to print it or to save it. If you save it as a PDF, that allows you to download it and attach it to your email to send it out to your audience. Now that you're logged in, I want to draw your attention to the left-hand side of the screen, and the dashboard is the first spot that I want to draw your attention to. You are going to get points for activity on the hub. How the points are assigned is a different conversation for another day, but the goal is to have those points work up towards rewards. One of the things that I'm looking forward to doing is allowing all of you who have profiles here that if you had a checklist giveaway, a book, some free offer, free coaching, whatever, you can now add it to the giveaway. So when people earn their points here on the platform, they can trade it out for something, and your offer now becomes introduced to a brand new person. That is still in the works, but that is coming. So that's the thing. And then you will see some simple metrics here. How many articles you've published, how many active subscribers. Now, subscribers, but this is not a social media platform. I'll show you that in a moment. So this is just giving you some quick metrics. How many people have followed you, any badges you have, any events you have hosted. Yes, you can host events right here in this platform. So for those of you who don't have your own ecosystem or one that is AI friendly, this is going to stand in the gap for you. If you have one already, you do not need to do all these things here, but whatever you do here, like writing articles and so forth, is going to be an amazing authority signal or a strong backlink, if you will, if that's an easier way for you to understand. It's something that the algorithm is going to recognize as a very strong authority signal back to your ecosystem, your website, that kind of thing. So some simple analytics here. How many people have looked at your page? How many people clicked your call to action link? That kind of a thing. Also some quick links here, any badges you've gotten, that kind of thing. Let's go back over here, your authority profile. When you applied, that just said, yes, you can come in. Now you need to fill out your authority profile. Now what your authority profile is going to look like this. So if you go here, view public profile, your profile is going to look like this once you fill out the sheet with however you fill it out. Now, this is the place where you fill it out. 12 of 12 sections, in my case, are complete. They're optional. I don't think anything here is mandatory. But the more you fill up this page, the more fleshed out your profile is, the better it is for you as an authority signal. Now, once you've done as much as you can come here and click critique my profile and suggested rewrites if you wish. Also on the tabs here, connect and grow. This is where you're going to write your articles that will populate in the REACHology report. Yes, you can host events here. So if you don't have somewhere else that's set up for this, this is a place you can do it. You don't have to do it here, but it's a great opportunity to just, have one place, one author. See, one of the things that the reason why I built this too is
there's something called orphaned links. I know you may not understand this right away, but if you have a podcast, it's over here. You have an article, it's over there. You have a profile, social media profiles over here. These are three, let's call them digital dots. And the algorithm or the internet may not be able to recognize that these three different pieces of content all belong to the same person. This is what this hub is going to fix, because when you flesh out your profile and you add in different things, it's going to say all these things that are in different places belong to this profile. And it's going to become a great authority signal of saying, this person is an expert in this, because you're going to write articles and so forth around that post. If you have an offer, it can be right here. Yes, you can make sales right here in the hub. So one of the things I said, like when I have a guest on PSI TV, if their back end is not looking hot, this is a place where instead of sending them to an email or to a Facebook or something, they can create a profile here and we can point the guest here. They can sell their books here. When you sell your book on Amazon, you do not know who bought it. When you sell your book here, you will know who bought it. So that's another thing. Your authority timeline is going to be filled out when you do the win log. So you come into the win log, and if you were on a podcast, you're going to say what the podcast was and put the proof. You're going to put the link to the podcast. So you're not just saying you're on the podcast, you're putting the link. So once you've done a bunch of these, it's going to fill up your authority timeline, which is going to go to your profile. So it's just a system of making sure that the profile here is well filled out, and it's letting the algorithm know who you are, who you serve, what you do, what you want to be known for, all in one AI readable site. Your subscribers, like I said before, they are yours. So when on your profile, if people follow you, and they would simply go subscribe to, and you will now see the numbers here. Like I said, this is brand new. So this is not my followers on social media. People who are subscribing to you here, they do not need to create their own profile. They are simply saying, I want to hear from Dr. Trudy and whatever she has to say. So now they will see my profile, my posts, that kind of thing. So that is what that is. And when they do subscribe to you, you get to export your email list. This is yours. And that's one of the things that was very upsetting to me when I lost my 97,000 followers on Facebook. I had no contact with them and I was blocked from the site. That is not going to happen here. Your subscribers are yours and you have their contact information. And then, of course, your profile hub, like we've talked about before. And again, you download your, so all this is populated by the things that you filled out on your profile. And then you can click to download the media sheet. So this is a powerful industry expectation. If you wanted to be on a podcast, on TV, PSI TV, for example, on somebody's stage, you need to give them information about you, who you are, who you serve, what you do, what your talking points and all of that. And that's what, when you click the download, it's going to create it for you. So here I have a one sheet is literally one sheet of paper. Had I printed this, I would print these two sheets on the back of each. There'd be one sheet of paper with two sides. Some of you will only have one side fleshed out, but it has the most important information, my contact information, my talking points, and there is your one sheet ready to go to introduce you to the platforms that you would like to consider you as a guest, so that you can get to build more authority signals and bring more awareness to yourself and your offer. Dr. Trudy Beerman here. I built ProSignalHub for you. I built it as a response to everything that was happening with guests that I interviewed. This was built right on the wake of me attending Google Marketing Live. I did not go to the campus for Google, but I did attend online, and I was invited, and I learned everything that is coming down the pike for search in the future, and it's all been accommodated here. So this site is also future ready. I built this for you. I built this also for me, but I built this primarily because my guests needed a more powerful back end than many of them came to me with. And now I'm opening it up to you so that you can have, at the very least, a powerful backlink pointing back to your ecosystem, or a starting point of something that is AI friendly. Because I promise you, your website that was built under the old search engine optimization is probably not AI readable in this current AI era. Dr. Trudy Beerman here. Thank you for joining me. I do look forward to connecting and possibly working with you.